Hi, this is Tobin from the Trax Sector Warcast.
And this is John with the Trax Sector Warcast.
So we're here providing commentary on the finals match at the regionals between me and Stetson. Planum is the first planet, so we have a 2-camera setup going here. Yvarn is the second, so blue and green are available on the first and second planets. This is the finals match. I was undefeated. Stetson came in with, I think, 2 losses. And you didn't play Stetson, did you, John?
No, I did not. Farron's the 3rd planet. We got Ossus 4 as the 4th planet. So 3 green planets, the first 4. That's got to be good for the war player there, Tobin.
Yep.
5th planet is
Elodith. Yep.
And, of course, additional artwork provided by Brad Andrews.
Yes, of course. All rights reserved.
Oh, yes.
For those of you who have seen the other videos. So we're taking some time here. There's some other players watching. Jason, you can see Jason's knees there. He's sitting next to me. He's a friend of the show. I think David, who I played, who was another war player, David Harvison, that's his foot over there by Stetson. So there are other players in the area, and we're kind of chatting it up.
And this is my first time actually seeing this match. I wanted to stay out of the room. One, I did not want to give anything away. Didn't want to have any kind of worry of collusion. Always good gamesmanship there by everybody. Obviously, Stetson is a great player as well. Obviously, by the fact that he's here in the finals. So he's playing Shadow Sun. He's got, what, Space Marine ally?
Yep.
You're playing War with a little bit of Orc?
War with 2 Orc cards.
2 Orc cards.
Not even units.
So how are you feeling seeing the first
I'm
4
liking
planets
it.
are green?
I'm liking it. I like the setup.
And you have initiative. So
I have initiative.
You have initiative on 1 and 3.
And I have a troop transport and an inquisitorial fortress in my opening hand. So
definitely
I kept.
a keeper. Yeah, definitely a keeper.
Kept.
What kind of command units were you running?
I have the Cadian Mortar Squads, which have the 2 command icons. But I have a Rattling Deadeye, and I think I had an Anxious... Oh, and there goes Stetson dropping his cards. I have an AIP in my hand as well.
Okay. So you opened up with a couple of, Rogue Trader and a Void Pirate, or 2 Void Pirates there?
Yeah, he opens up with 2 Void Pirates. So right now I'm thinking, I need to get card draw.
Yeah.
I need to get card draw.
And that's Star Blaze's attachment?
Yeah, he plays the Command Link Drone, I think it's what it's called.
That's right.
That's an extremely important attachment for him to have in that deck, and you'll see why in a bit here.
There goes
he does it very well. Yeah, so I have initiative. I really wanted to push this first planet, right? Mm-hmm. I really wanted to push the win. I knew playing Stetson, I knew this deck. I played it once before, and if it gets rolling, it is a boulder that you're just trying to stop with a toothpick. And so I really had to stop.
Is that a Fire Drake Terminator?
It is.
One of my favorite cards.
So with that, he's out of resources. Right? So this is what I've done. I have the Inquisitorial Fortress in my hand, I believe. Or maybe, no, I don't have it. I don't have it in my hand.
Yeah. The Catachan and you have the troop transport.
Yeah. So this is the funny part about this 2-camera setup, is we tried to get it so we could see each other's hands, so we could see the hands of the players. Right? And it turns out that both of us were playing with our hands so close to our vest that you very rarely see it. I do have a Steel Legion Chimera in my hand. I know that much. And then an Anxious Infantry Platoon, and then I couldn't see the other card.
So you're passing. So right now, Stetson's winning command on 3 planets. You're winning command on the first planet.
On 1, yeah. So,
were you thinking there that you wanted to use War to snipe?
Yeah, I think I end up going to 3 here, Farron, so that I can get rid of the Void Pirate. But I honestly can't remember where I went. Oh, I went to Elowith. I went to grab some cards. I wanted to trigger Elowith to get that important card into my hand.
But
he ended up winning it.
He counted you there. I wonder if he thought. I wonder what Stetson was thinking there. If you were thinking maybe 3 as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So he gets a ton of cards. And he got 3 resources, 3 cards. I get a resource and a card off Planum. So it was quite the first combat.
So you take planet 1,
I take
no
planet
contest,
1.
really.
Yep, no contest, nothing.
Okay.
So now I've got a Catachan that I'm going to use, and a troop transport. Interesting about the troop transport, it's a blue planet, right? So ideally, the troop transport is going to be. I shouldn't use it, but it turns out that it's ideal. Yeah. So I attack. I take do 4 to Shadow Sun. He shields 2. He moves the command link drone over. So he wants to hit him again, but that's a command action. So what do? It's my attack. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to let this Void Pirate survive. I really don't. So I trash the troop transport. I'm figuring, okay, it's more important to get this play than to have 2 guardsmen in place somewhere else right now. So he wastes 2 resources. I think that's a huge swing for me. I liked seeing that.
Yeah, no, that was a nice play, man.
So now I have 3 damage coming to him. He has 2 damage coming to me. And he leaves. And I end up winning it.
Right. So when you bring the troop transport in, he goes and pays another resource to put the command link drone over, not to lose it. Yeah, it would have been nice there if he was short one, and you could have gotten it off the board. But that was good.
Well, yeah,
good reaction by good play by you. Good reaction by Stetson to save that.
Yep, and it is an attachment, right? So he could have brought it back with Shadow Sun, but again, Shadow Sun has those limitations. So now he gets initiative, and the next planet is Iridial, which I hate seeing if I've just damaged the Warlord, right? I've just gotten him to 2 damage on him, and now you can remove damage? Man.
Excuse me.
But this is where I drew the Inquisitorial Fortress. So I drew the fortress. I thought I had it in my starting hand, but I had it. I drew it on the commit and or the HQ phase. So my entire thinking here is delay, because it's that Inquisitorial Fortress is how I'm going to win Planet 1. Right? Which is a Tricon, which gives me 1 red, 2 green, and 2 blue, and puts me within a hair's breadth of winning.
So what is that?
So that's a Stalwart Ogre I just played. So
very nice.
He's a 3/2. Obviously, the platoon is a 4/3 at a green planet with war. Now the Fire Drake Terminators are going to do some damage. At least that's what he's thinking, right? Okay. I got the Fire Drake Terminators. They can probably hold their own. But if he goes there with Shadow Sun, then I have a chance to bloody Shadow Sun.
All right, so I wonder if he has an attachment in his hand and he's thinking, okay, I'll go there with Shadow Sun. I'm gonna maybe throw auxiliary armor on the Fire Drake Terminators, because that makes him a bad Mamma Jamma. I mean,
oh yeah. And if he does, now that's the thing with Shadow Sun, is sometimes when he's damaged like that, he's got to go into battle and put him in and make himself vulnerable.
Right.
Now he's got an initiative, so he could get out. Yeah, I reminded Stetson there that it's his turn. And he's just trying to figure out what he's going to do. Now, he's got an auxiliary armor in his hand, which we saw from the Earthcast Technician. So that's kind of what...
So he's got one.
So he does have that. You're right.
I missed that when he drew it then.
Oh, and there's the Imperial Fest Devastators, which when it's deployed at a blue planet, you get to destroy a location.
Oh.
So he destroys the Katachan, right?
So
but I've delayed enough.
Yeah,
I've delayed enough.
He's got to be thinking, he's got to be thinking that was a good, that was.
It was an absolutely good play.
Yeah, absolutely good play. But then when the Inquisitorial Fortress hits the ground, I bet he was just wishing that it was like, I really wish I had seen that first.
Yep. So he passes, so he played the Devastators. I play the Sicilian Shrine Guard. He passes, and I play the Inquisitorial Fortress.
So Tobin bringing back our chestnut from two podcasts ago when we were talking about being able to delay and putting being able to get things out late.
Yeah.
If you had thrown that Inquisitorial Fortress down early or first, like normally I do, as an intimidation factor, well, it's like, oh, Imperial Fist.
It might have changed his entire.
Well, I would think the Imperial Fist Devastators would have targeted that. Katachan, yes, it's going to be a pain in the ass, but you're going to be able to work around it. That Imperial Fortress really gives you Planet 1, in my mind.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to see how this plays out. It's going to be interesting if Stetson has anything in his hand. But
and so I
think that play of that puts him on the back foot there, because look at him. He's really thinking. He's really wondering where he's going to go. That had to change his commit.
And I think I go to 3 here, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I go to 3.
Right, okay, so he
does go to 2. Yeah, he does go to 1.
Does go to 1. Yeah, so you're bringing people in to set up for maybe your win condition. That's what you're thinking. Your third green planet.
Which is a big timing thing in the game, right? Sometimes if I don't win this, that's not my win condition at all. Maybe I've set myself up for a harsh reality check. But he wins command there. He gets a resource. Oh, he puts a heavy marker drone on AIP.
Wow, okay. All right. So he's got to be thinking he has initiative. You'll probably rout his Fire Drake Terminators. He's at least going to ideally be able to destroy your Anxious Infantry platoon.
Well,
with a combination.
But then the Stalwart Oakman comes in for 3. Right.
He's got. He's. It'd be interesting.
Would you swing here with Shadow Sun?
Yeah, because I think with the Inquisitorial Fortress, I've lost the planet. Oh, so he does run.
Yeah, he does. But follow that thread. So
I'm thinking I've lost I've lost that planet. Planet that makes the what's really going to be the second planet. I can take the 3 damage, so I can kill off your Anxious Infantry platoon.
And then leave.
And then as long as I would imagine you may have shield cards in your hand. I get something out of your hand. Ideally I know I've got a 2 shield card in my hand with the auxiliary armor, and then next turn I can go and heal Shadow Sun.
Yep.
So
the next planet is Karnath, and so you're right. That's a good thinking. So you go to Iridial to remove damage because you would be at 5, but you would have gotten rid of the AIP.
I would have gotten rid of the AIP. The heavy marker drone goes back into my graveyard, so I know I can always use Shadow Sun's ability to bring it back out onto something else. It's a tough call there because
it is. Do you want to get bloodied?
That's one thing. Unless you know that you can overkill something. If you shield the Anxious Infantry platoon. Yeah, do I have enough shields in my hand that I'm going to survive?
Then you're bloody on turn 2.
Well, do I have two shield cards? Because then you'll take 2 from the Anxious Infantry platoon, right? Because they're attacking for 4. I shield for 2. I'm taking 3 from the Stalwart Ogren, shield for 2. So really, I've only taken 3 again.
Yeah.
And then next turn I go to heal. So it's a gamble.
Yeah. So one thing that happened here. So I've played a couple. I played an ammo depot and a troop transport. Most concerningly, and this is why I'm pausing, is he plays the command link station, which when a card ability of mine would target a card of his that has an attachment on it, he can exhaust that support to cancel that ability. So I know I have another Inquisitorial Fortress coming around, and I have suppressive fires. And look at this. This is the play. Exterminatus.
Nice.
He managed to delay long enough to play an Exterminatus. And wow. And I was like, oh no. As soon as I played that Steel Legion Chimera, I knew. I was like, oh no, I think I know what's coming. And boom, sure enough. But I managed to play a Stalwart Ogren. He passes, and I play a Acadian Mortar Squad. So I played 2 more units.
I'm sure he would have loved to have been able to delay one more turn to get
one
more
more
unit there.
We talked about that after the game. And I was like, you Exterminatus, and I still played 2 more units. That's like, I was frankly stupefied.
Well, that's really the power of Astra Militarum. I mean, if you've got three or four resources, you can usually get out 2 units. Sometimes even a little bit more.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I like playing them. I do like playing them from a thematic standpoint, just because of and that's a repulsor field that goes on that Fire Drake Terminators.
Yep.
The deck I played very similar to Stetson. Him and I were talking about it. He obviously had a better deck than mine. Some of the changes that he had made to put in really, because I think he's playing one of his smaller units is a Righteous Initiate, which I did not include, and he used them in previous games to great effect. But yeah, the Repulsor Field and the Fire Drake Terminators, I just love that combination, because you're just letting, especially against a weenie horde.
Oh yeah,
It's all right. Everything's you're taking one as soon as you declare the Fire Drake Terminator as a defender, and then if you do happen to damage it, you're going to get 2 more in return.
Yep.
So it's a good planet wipe combo.
Yep. So Stetson here takes Farron, and he routes the only unit he can route, which is the Guardsman at Eloith from turn 1. So he does that. And then the big bad combat coming up here. Acadian Mortar Squad goes after Commander Shutterson for 2.
Right, so you're in the range phase right now.
Yep, that's the range right there. And then no regular actions. Stalwart goes 3. He shields both of those from Acadian Mortar Squad, and he shields 2 more.
Yeah,
because because Shadowson's got attachments, and attachments.
Well,
shields.
Yeah, and a lot of the 2 cost attachments out of Tau are phenomenal. So he doesn't retreat.
No, he gets the swing. This is still the first round. So I've just swung with the range unit.
So, how did he play for the Tuva?
For the Tauva, yeah.
Yep,
he just did that.
To ready
everybody. He exhausts his Warlord, and then he readies everybody who has an attachment. So the Warlord unattached. And that's why the Command Link drone on Shadowsun is so vital to his deck. Because for the Tauva, there's no cost, basically.
Yeah.
And so there goes 3 that becomes 6 with a heavy marker drone, and there goes the ARP. But then here comes the Elysian assault teams.
Another
2 shield. He takes
2 shield, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2 shield. He takes 1 damage
because your assault team was hitting for 3.
Yep. And so then he retreats, and this causes a chain reaction. And I get a little lost here. So he retreated because he was about to get bloodied.
Right, but ideally you didn't have any. Oh, you had a troop.
I had a troop transport.
You had a troop transport, so he knew that he had more damage coming in.
Yep. So then I pop the troop transport. 2 guardsmen come in, attack him. Now I could have, during both of these, I could have untapped the Acadian Mortar Squad, but during the second guardsman, when the second guardsman attacks, I get greedy. And this is my mistake. Oh, and he runs, and it fizzles. So I waste the EAT. That 1 EAT. But then I remember, here's the Acadian Mortar Squad. He can ready and do 2 damage.
Yep.
Killing him. And then the reactor field doesn't go off.
Yeah. That is one of the shortcomings of the repulsor field. It does have to survive the attack for that repulsor field to hit back.
Yep. So that's what I was counting on. I got a little greedy with the Elysian assault team, but here I am, 4 units.
Yeah.
Sitting at the winning planet. I think I'm in the catbird seat.
Right. So he has initiative.
He has initiative. And an astute viewer will notice that there is a lot more time left in this video than 5 minutes. So, wow.
Yeah, because I didn't think.
You haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah,
this is insane what he does.
From the reactions that everybody had, I didn't think it was this straightforward of a final match.
Okay, so Karnath is over there. Iridial is still over there, ready for him to use to remove damage. I really didn't want him to do that. I had to force him to come to the earlier planets. Notice the tactical squad card in this, folks. Area Effect 1. I'll give those astute viewers a chance to
I got to see what's
reflect on what attachment might be coming, or what unit might be coming as if it's deployed as an attachment.
Yeah, I gotta think that there's something coming there.
I play yet another. Yep, there it is, gun drones,
yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. And for some reason, I still have yet to figure out, I play an AAP. Why am I playing an AAP? That's an Area Effect 3 guy. Why am I doing that? Maybe I'm thinking that if I can draw some shield cards, the AAP will survive. But Starwood Ogrins are going to die.
Yeah, because so you're sitting there at one card.
Yeah, I have one card in my hand.
You've already used your ammo depot. So yeah, Stetson and I got to be thinking, it's like, okay.
Look at how many cards he has. A For the Tauva in his hand, but he has other cards in his hand as well.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, as Stetson, I'm thinking I gotta, even though as wounded as Shadow Sun is, I gotta commit to Planet 1 because I gotta keep initiative.
Yep, he does. He does have to keep initiative.
Because that would be
and that's what I figured he would do. So I went to 2.
For me that you'd go ahead and commit war, trying to steal initiative, thinking that I wouldn't want to bring Shadow Sun. So he throws auxiliary. So he does throw an auxiliary armor onto the.
Yep. So now that tactical squad is a 3/4.
Yeah. With Area Effect 3.
Yeah, with Area Effect 3.
And 2 command icons.
Yep, and 2 command icons.
So
he's collecting cards and resources at a much better efficiency. And so
he's winning command at 3 of the 4 planets.
Yeah, and so what you see in my hand is an EAT and an Inquisitorial Fortress. Obviously, I can't play the Inquisitorial Fortress yet, but that's what I'm going to... And I have a Cadian Mortar Squad. I think I have a Cadian Mortar Squad, an Elysian Assault Team, and a...
So he's reminding you of ranged here for the Cadian Mortar Squad?
Yep. So he passes actions. And he has so many cards in his hand. I spend a lot of time thinking about who I'm going to attack. Mm-hmm. If I attack the Space Marine, he has Indomitable in his deck. I know that. He's played that.
Yep.
He'd played that before on a couple of people. And I just didn't want to... I'm checking his health.
He's got the one resource to
he's
play
got
the Indomitable.
Well, he's got a stack.
Oh,
he's got like 4 there, right? So I don't want to hit the Indomitable, and I'm like, okay, if all these guys go away,
and you're
is a bloody Shadow Sun worth it? And I'm like, yes, that's but I sit here and I weigh that back and forth and back and forth.
So you don't have any resources, and you have 2.
I have 3 resources.
3 resources there. Okay, didn't see that there at the mark.
But I don't have a staging ground. Besides an Elysian Assault Team, I have no way to put anybody else into play. Mm-hmm. I think I have 1 shield card maybe in my hand.
Right, because you're sitting there with 3. So, if I'm Stetson, I'm thinking it's like, all right. You know, I should be able to hit, wipe out this planet and keep you from winning. Yeah. So the question, I'm really deliberating over this a lot. Like he has all those resources. He has a stack of cards he probably has 12 cards in his hand, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. What are the chances he has shields? 110%.
Yeah.
I'm going to quote every football coach everywhere. He's got 100. It's 110% that he's got shields. And that doesn't quite work, huh?
No, 110% chance. Give 110% and you'll win. But he's got. Now remember, he burned all those 2 shields in the previous combat. But I decide, okay, I'm going to go after him.
Right.
That's right. I have a 2 arms in my hand. So I have a 2 shield card in my hand.
All right. So you're thinking it's like, all right, so you got a 2 shield card.
I hit him for 2, and he doesn't shield any of it.
He takes it. Wow.
He doesn't shield any of it. At that point, I should have said, huh. So he does AE3.
Trying to see who's going to survive.
Right. So in reviewing this a couple of times while editing, I shouldn't have played that AIP there. After he plays the gun drones on the tactical squad. Okay. So I shouldn't have played that. And then here, the Cadian mortar squad readies because somebody leaves play. I shield 2 on the arms. I probably should have shielded 2 on an anxious infantry platoon, because the AIP hits for 4.
Right.
This guy only hits for 2.
Right. Knowing that you get some damage through.
Yep.
Okay.
But I shielded. I started thinking about the Cadian mortar squad readying and how cool that was when everybody left, and I didn't, So then I go for the bloody, and I get it. Now at that point, I should have realized, he's doesn't have any shield cards.
Oh, that's a cool graphic there.
Yeah. So he still has a Void Pirate and the guy there. So he's going to win OSIS 4.
But he wiped out 5 units.
Oh yeah, he cleared the board. So he takes 2 resources from me. And more importantly, he has a Bloody Warlord that has a hit point, has 5 hit points. And that was a command snipe for me. I wanted the 2 cards. Stetson misspoke and said, I take the planet. And I'm like, oh, no, you don't. You don't take the planet. I want that one later. He triggered the battle ability, though, of course, because he gets to look and see something. Now I believe I have 4 cards in my hand, one of which is an Inquisitorial Fortress. Right? Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, delay. The command link drone. He still has the command link station or whatever that is there. The support, the signature support for Shadow Sun. And I'm thinking, okay, there's my Inquisitorial Fortress. I can use that for the Devastators on Eloith, but I have to hope that he's not going to put an attachment on it. Yeah, Stetson had left the damage tokens from Shadow Sun on the table, so I was like, what's that big stack of damage there? It's like, oh, that should be on Savage. So then I play the Commissarial Bolt Pistol, which is a completely, I play it in as a completely situational card. Mm-hmm. At this point, it's a 3 attack. I don't see 3 shields being a big deal. I think 3 attack is huge. Oh, and there's the Enclave. Man alive. Now here it is.
So Space Marine's coming out cheap.
Turn 5, the Enclave hits the table.
I'm sure Stetson would have loved to have seen that a lot sooner. I played 3 in my deck. I think he played 3 in his deck as well.
Yep.
And the amount of cards that he drew
is insane.
To not get it until turn 5. Wow, so that's another Fire Drake Terminator?
Yep, that's another Fire Drake Terminator.
And that's coming out for 3.
Now, why he doesn't set that up on 1, I don't know.
Well, is 1 a...
1 is a win condition for me.
Oh, because right? on blue, huh? Okay, so out comes a Blood Angel Veteran. All right.
Yeah, so here
And
it
you're
is.
sitting on 2 resources?
I have 2 resources, and there it is.
Okay.
Inquisitorial Fortress.
All right, so if I'm Stetson, I'm thinking, all right, Inquisitorial Fortress, I need an attachment on my unit to prevent that fortress from hitting.
Right, but he has 2 resources now. He doesn't, besides the Ella withdrawal and the 2 cards on the HQ phase, he doesn't have any new cards in his hand. So I'm thinking, okay, what are the chances he has a shield? Because he didn't have one to prevent the Blooding Warlord.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, now that
and the Enclave was one of them.
Right, and now that Shadow Sun's bloodied, he's no longer being able to pull attachments from the
Exactly,
the sheet.
exactly. And so now he has to play that attachment first.
Yeah.
I know that, right?
Yep. So basically your win conditions are the first planet and the second planet?
Any one of those planets is going to win.
Any one of those 3 planets is going to win the game. And
the seventh one, Karnath, would win him the game.
as long as he takes...
If he gets those other 2, yes.
Yeah. So he's got to take all 3 planets.
Yep.
And you're ahead on icons as well. Because if it does go to a tie where nobody's got the 3 icons, it goes to the number of icons you have.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's Karnath and Iridial, right? Iridial doesn't help him because the damage has already been removed because Shadow Sun was bloodied.
Right.
So he does something completely surprising here. He goes to Karnath. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, but what is he taking there? He's taking the tactical squad, which has got to be
Void Pirate,
which has got to be his big thing.
So I win the 2 cards.
Is he looking to get extra cards? You think?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if he had gone to 1,
but
he would have.
We haven't seen his hand, right?
Well, if he would have gone to 1, he still would have taken command there because he's got you out iconed.
Yep.
And your warlords.
Yep.
Excuse me, your warlords.
He would have put himself in a really hard position with 2 planets remaining, with possibly 3 or 4 damage on Shadow Sun.
Right. And you have initiative, and you have the. Oh, that's Acadian Mortar Squad. Now, is that Acadian Mortar Squad or the Anxious Infantry?
Yes, Acadian Mortar Squad.
So you do have range.
So I'm going to route the Imperial Fist Devastators.
Yeah, that would have been a push because it would have been 2 icons to 2 icons, and so he wouldn't have gotten anything from there. He wouldn't have gotten any card draw.
Yeah, I think the Devastators actually has 2 command icons, so he still would have won.
Oh, yeah.
He would have won with the Blood Angels icon being the difference. So I attack with Cadian, doing only 1 because it's a blue planet, and the BAV prevents it. So then I go in for 3.
Pings off his armor. That's fine.
Yeah. Go in for 3, pings off his armor, and he takes 2. And here, I don't... And I say, does he have any shields? I guess not. So this is a critical swing in the game here. I have a 2 shield card in my hand, so I'm ready wherever he goes. But I'm ready to sacrifice the Cadian because the bolt pistol will kill the BAV.
Yeah.
So here's Stetson. I just killed his last unit at the winning planet for me, and he's cool as a cucumber. He is cool as a cucumber. And I'm ready to reach across the table and say, good game. But obviously, he's like, for the Talva. Okay, so you ready him? All right, fine, whatever. I don't care. What? He's over there. Oh,
squadron redeployment.
Oh no, squadron redeployment.
Wow. Shadow Sun's signature event. Nice, Stetson.
Now I have a 3-4 unit with area effect 3 to deal with, and yes, I'm like, okay, I think I'm still good. I have initiative. I have initiative, so I get to swing twice. But this is it. So I swing for 3.
And he takes all 3?
He takes all 3. He doesn't have any shields left. So now I'm convinced he doesn't have any shields left. Nor does he have an Indomitable. So So that's it. At this point, I relax a little bit, but it was insane. I would lay back and I'm just talking about how insane
he still has the resource. He still has the resource to do the Indomitable. So
he does.
Yeah, you had to be thinking. It was what he drew. You had to be thinking he'd run across an Indomitable.
Yeah, because he can do an Indomitable and kill me. But that was the game. Wow. So look at his hand. Look at his hand. Look at that hand. Look at that hand. Look at that hand.
Nothing but units.
He had nothing but units. And I wasn't looking at his hand, but I saw it on the video.
Man. Yeah. You had to be, I mean, with the resources, the amount of card draw he gets, you had, for him not to have that shield or have the Indomitable. But I love the squadron redeploy. I love going to 5 going to the last planet and the squadron redeployment to pull him back.
Yeah, he had that plan all along. That was his plan all along. It was a tremendous last ditch effort, and he did wonderful with it. It was very impressive to watch. So
and there it is, folks. There's the trophy.
There's the trophy.
Stetson handing over. So, what a gentleman. What a champ. What a championship match, man.
Yeah, I'm freaking out because he on the Exterminatus play, and then I played two more units on that. Oh yeah,
the Exterminatus play, and the Tactical Squad Area Effect 3. I mean, he basically wiped your army twice.
Yep.
And you recovered from that.
The Exterminatus took care of 3 units. The Area Effect took care of 4 or 5. Yeah. Something like that. It was insane. It was really, I mean, had I not been next man up with Astra Militarum, right, then I would have lost.
How many supports were you running in your deck?
I have 2 Katachans, 2 Inquisitorial Fortress, Ammo Depot, 3 troop transports, and then of course forward barracks.
So pretty much what we consider a standard amount of supports with 7. Yeah. And the way that my deck differs, I think, 8 with the signature.
Yeah, I think the way my deck differs from other war decks that I've seen online, if it differs at all, is in the Cadian Mortar Squad.
You use those to such great effect. After you beat me a number of times with those guys, I think that was me maybe coming in and shaking your hand at that point because Carl and I were actually getting ready to take off.
Yep.
As far as the rides, or like I said, I didn't want to be in the room, and it's like I didn't know how close and right when we were packing up, all of a sudden Tobin's like, oh,
yeah,
and everybody, and I mean the amount of noise that came out of that room at that time was pretty wild. It was like, oh wait, oh it's over.
Yeah. So, God, man, it was
So when
it was a great game.
Yeah. So when Stetson played the Exterminatus, what were some of the other people's reactions on some of those cards? Was everybody like really quiet the whole time?
A couple people knew he had Exterminatus because they were watching and said,
right. But after it hit, they're not going to give it away. But I mean, after it hits the table, was it?
Yeah, it was like,
did it just seem like a lot of reaction, or is it something like when you see in a golf match, everybody's talking in real hushed voices, and
no, people
quiet.
reacted, and I reacted too. I said, as soon as I played the Steel Legion Chimera, I was like, oh no, here comes an Exterminatus, and sure enough, that was the next play out of his hand.
Did you say that, or did you think
No, I thought that. And then he played it, and I'm like, yeah, god darn it, he was baiting me. I knew it. I played it out. I played the SLC out, and I knew he was baiting me. So there's mine, and I had 10 supports. So I have a staging ground in there as well.
Oh, okay.
So thanks for listening, folks.
Yeah.
This has been another Texas Sector Warcast production. Thanks for watching, and please listen to our podcast. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.